Hello everyone, and welcome to your Fan Requested Friday, where you guys select the video. These are the results of the poll, and it is unanimous. You guys wanted to see me do a review on the 2018 Mr. Olympia event. Maybe 1997 will be next week. Anyway, guys, these are the results of this event. These are the placings, and as you can see, obviously Sean Roden, he defeated Phil Heath. That was this Olympia. There is 19 competitors here, guys, so unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing everybody, nor did any of you guys expect me to, right? Well, anyway, maybe some of you guys did. But anyway, I'll be doing more than a top 3, I can tell you that. And I guess everybody here deserves a name drop and a picture shown of them. And this is your last place, guys. Josh Wade there at the end. Go to the other side, and there's Justin Rodriguez. I'm sure many of you recognize him. Sergio Oliva Jr. All those guys, along with Juan Morel, placed below 15th. And I'm not exactly sure they actually put a placing on them. We had Michael Lockett placing 15th here. And I got to tell you guys, he won't be in this one. He will not be in the judging of this one, but he deserved a higher placing than that. For sure, no doubt about it. Ian Valliere makes his Mr. Olympia debut here with a 14th place placing. Anyway, let's have a look at the rest of these guys. There was Charles Griffin in 13th. Good physique on him. Lucas Osladell, the guy with the dancing glutes. Sure, many of you guys recognize him as well. And in 11th place, there was Alexis Rivera. I'm not so sure what happened to this guy. Awesome physique. It's like he just dropped off the face of the earth. And that just leaves your top 10. And because I love you guys, I have decided to judge the entire top 10. But, and this is a huge but, it's not going to be entire lineups. Hey, I wish I had good clear pictures of them all standing in a lineup like this. But I'm actually going to be breaking it up into 2 groups. Groups of 5. So you might as well X Big Ramy out of this grouping, which is kind of unfair. But when you're judging a huge pile of bodybuilders, you really have to break it up into groups. And fortunately for Brandon Curry, he will be slipping in that first call out. So no matter how you look at it, this will be your top 5 in this competition. But I decided to begin with the second call out, I guess. So this will be your 5th to 10th place bodybuilders. It may seem unfair, but it gets a little confusing when you try to put 10 bodybuilders in each pose. But anyway, now in this pose, I would have Big Ramy getting the edge with Nathan Diasha getting the 2nd place. Now for 3rd, it was very debatable, but I did lean towards Dexter the Blade Jackson over the guy that I have in 4th, who is Cedric McMillan. Now that was probably the hardest decision to make between those two. And I have Steve Kuklo in last place. Little smoother in the midsection and maybe falling last in line in the arms as well. Food for thought though. Look at those wheels. Those legs of his. Fantastic. Now Dexter the Blade Jackson maybe falling last in line as far as that's concerned. But the arms on him, and the guy is in tremendous condition. So a very difficult decision to make. Like I said, guys, you're going to have to bear with me when you have a lineup of bodybuilders. Now let's go to the first call out, or I guess in this video it's the second call out, which is your top bodybuilders. And you can see right out of the chute, guys, these bodybuilders are in a little bit better condition than the other guys. So obviously the judges, they know what they're doing. Of course, makes it easier for me when I'm trying to do a match of this nature. Now I'm going to have a look at this as the pre-show and the finals as well to make my overall decision. I gotta say, I'm not very impressed with Phil Heath. Very impressed with Brandon Curry. Brandon Curry maybe even winning this one. Rolly Winkler as well. Looks tremendous. Now here is the finals, and I cannot believe my eyes. Sean Roden, I can see why he won this, guys. He got better. Look how thin his skin is. He's just annihilating Brandon Curry in this lineup, I would say. And because of that, I mean, well, look at Rolly Winkler. Rolly Winkler as well. Look at the midsection and the arms. The arms. More importantly, I might actually give him an overall win in this front double bicep, with Sean Roden taking a close second, because that skin is like glass. It's the arms. It's the arms for sure. That gives it an edge for Rolly Winkler. And Brandon Curry, a little bit softer here for the finals. The legs, the muscle separation in the legs, a little bit soft here. Gets a third, and hey, what can I say? William Bonac slips ahead of Phil Heath. Not impressed. Not impressed. I can see why he lost the title, the midsection. A little bit much for my likings. Now, on with the poses, and the first group of gentlemen. Trying to speed this along as quickly as I can. We're almost 6 minutes in, and this is only the second pose. Grab your protein shakes for sure. Big Ramy getting the win in this one, with actually Cedric McMillan doing enough in the upper body to defeat Nathan Diasha, who gets third, so second for Cedric McMillan. In fourth place here, we have Steve Kuclo. I think he's doing enough to defeat Dexter the Blade Jackson, who places fifth. Not the best upper body, and a little bit slight in the wheels, with all due respect. I mean, this guy's a legend. Now, on to the next group of gentlemen. And I gotta say, Brandon Curry impressing me, looks the best in this lineup. Rolly Winkler not too shabby at all. And Bonac, actually, maybe even third place, at least in this lineup. Keep in mind, we'll be looking at the finals as well. Sean Roden, I mean, hey, he's the champion. What can I say? What can I say? Needs to be a little bit more filled out, and I think the muscle separation could be a little bit better. Phil Heath, not bad as far as the lats are concerned. And now let us look at the finals. And Phil Heath, he sure went for broke. He sure went for broke. Look at that midsection. Falling last in line, easily. Now, keep in mind, Rolly Winkler tilted thusly here, taking away his silhouette a little bit. I would give him an easy second place in this, with the first place going to Brandon Curry, your 2019 Olympia champion. Sean Roden, look at how much more conditioned he is here from the pre-show at the finals. Looks very peeled. Very close between him and Bonac. Might give an edge to Roden. Much more aesthetically pleasing. Anyway, guys, a difficult decision no matter what way you slice it. Go to the next pose and the first group of gentlemen. And this is where it can get very debatable. Giving this one to Dexter the Blade Jackson. He has the best overall flow, symmetry, proportions, conditioning. Gonna give the second place to Nathan Diasha. Look at that waistline. The pecs, fantastic. Third place goes to Cedric McMillan. Upper body wise, he might have the best. It is the wheels and the conditioning of the glutes which lands him in that place. Steve Kuclo, he actually gets an edge over Big Ramy in this one, so he gets fourth. And Ramy, hey, I apologize, guys. Upper body wise, midsection, things of that nature, a little bit underwhelming. Of course, at the end of the day, I'm sure we all can agree this is not the best version of Big Ramy. Far from it. Next group of gentlemen, Phil Heath hitting a hoo-ha pose along with William Bonac. Let's change that up. A little bit of extra work, but hey, you guys are worth it. You guys are worth it. Sean Roden kind of sticking out like a sore thumb here. Not the most conditioned, and he should be. I like the Phil Heath side chest. Of course, we're going to look at the finals as well. I like Bonac. I like Curry. Hey, I like them all in this shot. Go to the finals. Phil Heath still, to me, he's your winner. He's your winner in the side chest. My soul. Did you guys see the difference? The thin skin conditioning? Sean Roden? I think this bounces him to a second place overall in the side chest development. Third goes to Brandon Curry, rather. Upper body looks fantastic here. Abs, things of that nature. Difficult one to call, guys. Bonac actually taking fourth. That's right, guys. Rolly Winkler, a little bit too smooth. With all due respect, it's a difficult one to judge, guys. I mean, Bonac deserves a good placing. He's got a lot of muscle separation. But anyway, side tricep, next group of gentlemen. I gotta say, Big Ramy, this is why, in my opinion, he placed so low at this event. It's the two side shots. Not the best, not the best. It was the midsection and the execution of the shot, I guess. Maybe not the best condition either. I got him placing last in this lineup, unfortunately. Pitcher quality, not the best, so conditioning, kind of a write-off. I got Kuklo actually winning this. Probably the best condition, at least as far as the muscles that we can see. Anyway, Cedric McMillan, his structure pushes him to a second place, with Dexter actually getting third. Looks pretty good as far as the tricep is concerned. And fourth would be Nathan Diasha. And hey, I apologize, guys. Big Ramy takes a beating from the side. Go to the next group of gentlemen, and you're going to have to like Phil Heath in this shot, for sure. Good lower body in the midsection, actually fairly controlled. Not too bad at all in this pose, at least. And when you look at the arm department, hey, he's taking Rolly Winkler to school. And on the topic of Rolly Winkler, he might have the best tricep here, but in my firm opinion, he's falling last in line as far as the physique is concerned. There's a couple of good physiques in there for sure, in Curry and Roden. And William Bonac, no slouch at all. Very difficult to know where to place him in this lineup. Here's the finals. Take it for what it is. Difficult to actually see. I still got Phil Heath winning this one. Curry kind of looks better, at least in this shot, than Roden does. But taking all things into consideration, Roden may get a second here. I don't know. I might give the second to Curry. Very close, guys. Not a huge fan of Bubunder's side tricep. What can I say? If you're looking at just the tricep, it's an argument for him for the win. And if you're focused in on the aesthetics, the flow of the rest of the physique, it's a dead last shot. Anyway, the last place will be between him and William Bonac. Let's have a look at the first back shot. It will be a rear double. I actually have Kuklo pushing Big Ramy here. Kuklo gets the second. Big Ramy, hey, he's lucky to get a win against Kuklo. He really did bring it, did Steve. The conditioning, he has some size, just doesn't have the depth, the muscle separation that Big Ramy has. I'm going to give Dexter Jackson the victory over the other two guys. I just think his conditioning, the glutes, and the back itself, perfect back, probably the best back, lat insertions, things of that nature. Now, I'm giving Cedric McMillan the last place in this, and it is a difficult one to say that he is getting last place. His back is arguably the best, but in lineups, guys, and time's a ticking, you really can't judge all night long. You got to kind of go with conditioning, really, when it comes to the back shots, and poor Cedric falls in last in line in that aspect. Go to the next grouping, and one would expect Phil Heath to look good in this. And he's not as big as I thought he could be or as he would be, but he does have that hard graininess, that thick three-dimensional muscle, conditioned glutes. I mean, hey, they're all in pretty decent condition. I would wager to say Bonac sticks out to me, and of course Phil Heath and Roden, probably the most conditioned, with Curry and actually the beast Rolly Winkler maybe falling last in line as far as this shot. But we didn't look at the finals yet, and I think I might give Phil Heath the benefit of the doubt here. It doesn't look as big, like I said, but hey, he's probably the most conditioned, and he has the thickest, most muscular back as far as that's concerned. Although Bonac is right there nipping on his heels, so you know what? Might shock some of you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and give Bonac second in this. And Phil gets maybe a gift with first. Gift? Huh? No pun intended. Roden gets third. He looks pretty conditioned as well. And no disrespect meant to the beast Rolly Winkler or Brandon Curry. But Curry, I think, not as conditioned here in the finals. So maybe an edge to Rolly Winkler over Brandon Curry. I gotta say again, guys, tough decisions to make. Rear lat spread. And Kuklo was getting a high placing in the rear double. He looked fantastic in this shot. But I gotta say, seeing the pictures and the video footage, very underwhelming in the rear lat spread. Although he still packs a punch as far as the conditioning is concerned, so it's very difficult to know where to place him in this one. Cedric McMillan, like I said, looking at other pictures, things of that nature, he did really fall last in line as far as the conditioning of the glutes, things of that nature are concerned. But his back, so much better here than Kuklo's that you gotta kind of give him the victory over that gentleman. Big Ramy. I mean, his back is so wide, and he was conditioned as well, close to what Dexter had here. I don't know, though. His back is just so big. You're gonna kind of have to give him the victory, with Dexter probably landing in second. Nathan Diasha looks solid here as well. Like I said, guys, when you do lineups like this, there's no real way to win when you're judging it. I mean, the guy that you're placing last could very well place first, depending on who is judging it. Here is the next group of gentlemen, and this, of course, not the best footage, but I watched all the video footage that I could find, and I looked at all the other pictures, and trust me, guys, Phil Heath was winning this rear lat spread, and it might shock some of you guys to know that William Bonac, he was battling Phil Heath in this one. I mean, the guy has all the tools, conditioned as well. I mean, between him, Phil Heath, and Sean Roden, they were the three most conditioned easily. And Roden falling last in line between them three as far as the back was concerned. Hey, Rolly Winkler looks good. He very impressive. The close-up shots would have you believe that he was maybe the least conditioned between him and Brandon Curry, of course. And I'm going to go ahead and actually give Curry last place in the rear lat spread, keeping in mind Rolly Winkler has an outstanding back in this shot. Food for thought, Brandon Curry, maybe the most improved shot of him here in the rear lat spread in the next few years. He definitely improved on this pose. Abs and thigh pose, we're almost reaching an end to this one. I gotta go with Nathan Diasha on this one. The most aesthetically pleasing, maybe the second best abs, maybe the best waistline, I would say. Best quads as well, as far as the display in an abs and thigh pose. I like one forward, giving Big Ramy the second place in this because of the superiority that he has in the ab development. I don't like his silhouette though. Good quads, I guess, maybe a little too big. Enough for the second place. Third goes to Cedric McMillan. Good aesthetic pose here. And I really don't see the other two guys beating him. With all due respect, Steve Kuklo and Dexter the Blade Jackson. Not the best shots for them. Maybe give Kuklo an edge because of the overwhelming quads here. Legs, the conditioning. Of course, Dexter could easily get an edge as well when you look at the abs and the upper body. The V-taper in particular. Next grouping, same pose. This one was the most easy pose for me to judge. Sean Roden gets an easy one. He is, in my opinion, the clear winner in this one. Most conditioned. Best V-taper. Just awesome. Just awesome. Curry's got a good V-taper too. In second place is Rolly Winkler. Shocked some of you guys. Most of you guys probably have Curry in second. Not me. I love those deeply cut abs. Awesome V-taper. Good quads as well for the beast Rolly Winkler. Awesome, awesome. And obviously, third place goes to Curry, which really could easily get a second place, but I don't know. I went back and forth on this one. Phil Heath actually gets the fourth because of the stance. I guess at least he's holding the pose properly, in which case puts William Bonac down in fifth. And this may confuse some of you guys. William Bonac may have actually placed 10th in the abs and thigh overall, but that's not how we're doing it. Anyway, guys, last pose, last but not least, the most muscular. Another controversial decision making on this as well. Big Ramy with the win. Nathan Diasha in second. Third, Kuklo. And I can hear you guys now. And fourth, I'm going to actually give Dexter the Blade Jackson the lead over Cedric McMillan. A conditioning edge, muscle separation, I guess. Cedric just he's in a bad lineup here with some studs, I gotta say. Kuklo might confuse some of you guys. Looks like a big conditioned beast. Keep in mind, I've been looking at those calves all the while. Next grouping, and I will be looking at a couple of most musculars because as is, Sean Roden falls last in line. But this is not the type of pose that aesthetic bodybuilders like this. I mean, not all of them. Just form-fitting. Sean Roden probably should have stayed away from this shot. Anyway, between the other guys, very, very, very tight decision. We definitely need to look at the next pose or the next night. Now, this is what Sean Roden should be hitting. And like I said earlier, I looked at all the video footage, things of that nature. He may have easily won in this lineup. Of course, Phil Heath was packing a punch as well as Boo Bunder in the other shots. And I would probably wager to say if you add them all up, probably go to Boo Bunder. Rolly the Beast Winkler for the most muscular, with Phil Heath, in my opinion, that is, taking an easy second place. Now, Sean Roden, as he does look good here, you got to take the other pose, the crab position into consideration as well. And maybe a case where Brandon Curry and William Bonac plays ahead of him, at least in this shot. And now, the moment you have all been waiting for. The placings in this event took quite some doing. Thank you very much for those of you who stuck it out right to the bitter end. And this is the first group of gentlemen. It will be 6th to 10th place. And Big Ramy takes the win in this one. He won by quite a margin, which leads me to believe that he may very well have placed high in the next group of gentlemen. But anyway, this is how I did it. Nathan Diasha gets second in this lineup, which would be 7th place overall. Dexter Jackson gets the 8th place. Steve Kuklo in 9th. And Cedric McMillan last in line. 5th in this lineup, 10th overall. Now I screwed it up a little bit. Big Ramy did in fact place 6th. But I had Nathan in 7th, and it was Dexter and Nathan in 8th. And it was actually Cedric McMillan in 9th and Steve Kuklo in actuality placed 10th. So screwed it up a little bit. Let's have a look at the top 5. And falling in that unenviable position of 5th, I have William Bonac. So I got that incorrect. The actual 5th place person was Brandon Curry. And in 4th, I actually have Boo Bunder, Rolly Winkler, the People's Champion. He placed 3rd. So I got that one off as well. But anyway, guys, when it comes to judging of that close, I mean, of course you're not going to get it right on. I have Brandon Curry in 3rd. So he superseded my expectations. Fantastic physique on him, and he did, in fact, go on to be Mr. Olympia. So food for thought on that one. Rolly Winkler was the actual 3rd place person, and he got the People's Champion, People's Choice. Hey, that may have helped as well with the judging. Maybe you get a little extra points. All right, guys. This is right down to the nitty-gritty. In 2nd place, I have Sean Roden. But what do I know, guys? It was a midsection issue. In 1st place, I have Phil Heath. It was, of course, like I said, it was the midsection issue. I'm sure a lot of the judges had Phil winning. I mean, he was winning in the wheels, the back, things of that nature. It was the aesthetics. It was the midsection, like I said, of Phil Heath. The judges dinged him on that. And in this type of situation, I didn't really ding him on that. And he won mathematically, and he was your winner here. Anyway, guys, I did this for you guys. I hope you guys appreciate it. And I know it does get controversial when you watch these videos with the lineups. And the judges do take a lot of heat. And you got to give them some respect. You got to give them credit. It is a difficult one to difficult job to do. I'm sure any of us, if we went to do, actual judging, we would take heat as well. So, not an easy task. Sean Roden deserved his win, and that's definitely not what I'm saying. I mean, God rest his soul, his thin skin, things of that nature. He improved so much from the pre-show to the finals that, yeah, he did deserve the win. Anyway, guys, my 2 cents. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and look forward to a fantastic lineup for next week as well. Have a great day.